Hey Explorers, I'm Robert
I'm Jessica.
with Exploring the Local Life.
And today we're going to talk about our composting toilet. Now that we've had it for 6 months, what do we think?
What do we think? The first question you might have about the composting toilet is it difficult to use? Are there any problems with how it works? Is it complicated? Are people going to be alright with it?
Right, so first off, we're going to talk about ease of use for the adults.
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy. The only thing is, I don't know if we've gone over the mechanics of it or anything. The way that our toilet works is an airhead composting toilet, and it has an area for solids, an area for liquids. It separates them out automatically, just by the positioning of everything. When you do have to do number 2, you put in a little coffee filter, do number 2, open a little hatch, it falls down, close the hatch, stir, you're done.
Did you just say I have to poop in a coffee filter?
Yeah, baby, yeah. It's like that commercial with the unicorn pooping
Unicorn.
in a little cupcake thing. It's not really, but sometimes it is. Anyway, and we have to empty that bucket out, like every 2 weeks?
Well, we go a little bit long, and we can discuss that here in a minute. But typically, if you have a family of 4 and everybody's doing number 1, you're going to be dumping that bucket out.
No, I was talking about the solids.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get there.
Oh, you're talking about liquids. I was going to introduce liquids. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, family of 4, you're going to be dumping that urine tank every day. And Jessica's going to get into the mechanics of that. But yeah, with the number 2, with a family of 4, yeah, probably every week is what we should be doing. We're really busy, so sometimes it starts to really build up after a week and a half or 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
basically
great.
anytime it becomes difficult to turn that little crank handle, that's when it's time to empty it. And like Robert was saying about the urine container, that does have to be dumped out every single day, every 24-hour period. You can usually tell because you can actually hear the urine going in there. When it starts getting really, really quiet, that's when you know it's getting really high. And that's when we dump it out. So as far as ease of use for kids, our kids have not really had an issue with it. The only time is if the bucket is getting, the number 2 bucket is getting kind of full. Sometimes it doesn't all just neatly fall down
into the hole
easily, and then of course the handle gets a little bit harder to crank, but that's when we need to change it anyway. So
yeah. Now if the handle gets hard to crank a little early, that it's just getting a little dry in there, you may need to add some water. Don't pee into the number 2.
It's almost impossible to do that anyway. You would have to sit very far back for the urine really to come.
Well, no, it's designed so that if urine gets into the number 2 section, that it'll drain into the urine.
Then
I'm just saying, somebody might get the smart idea, well, I'm here anyway, I might as well open the hatch and just pee into it. No,
gross.
Don't pee into the number 2, because it will,
That's when it gets nasty and stinky.
Instantly.
So, ease of use for kids, fine, as long as everything is going to plan, okay?
What about guests? What about guests' kids?
Right. Or just guests in general. So, of course, when people come over, a lot of people don't use other people's bathrooms, but it happens, right? We're not going to kick people out if they have to go to the bathroom, or make them trudge out into the rain or snow or extreme
go pee on a tree.
Yeah, or go walk all the way to the front of the campground and go use the public bathrooms there. It's fine. But the only thing is that we have to do a tutorial. Usually Dottie is our resident trainer on how to use the composting toilet. For the most part, we haven't had issues. We did have one incident with a child where they didn't understand what we were saying at all, and they totally pooped without the
coffee filter. And that was really fun to have to take care of that for the guests. But actually, it was a really quick cleanup. That's why we always have gloves laying around, because sometimes you do have to just usher that right into that little hole. But for the most part, we haven't had any issues really, other than minor incidents like that, and that just comes with, that's part of having a composting toilet. So I would say ease of use is easy.
I
was just washing my hands.
Oh yeah, because we have the sink cover on.
The sink cover. I wasn't doing any business back then.
I know. Robert say, speaking of composting toilet, let me give a demonstration.
So, do we have any regrets about the composting toilet? Do we?
I would say the only regrets that we have are that we didn't get one sooner.
And we wouldn't have one still unless it was for our friends at Geo Astro RV.
Yeah, that they were generous and said, here, have a toilet. Because they knew that we wanted to get out more and do more boondocking. Of course, we haven't yet since being in Colorado, but that's going to change. We're definitely striving.
Yeah, I have a fixed schedule now, so we'll be able to take more scheduling risks with being out there.
Yeah, but that's really the only thing. We wish we would have had it sooner because it's been great. And really, I mean, I don't think our bathroom has ever been so clean because we're constantly monitoring it. You know, there's a lot more awareness, and some people are like, this is just horrible, just keep your black tank. To each his own, people. To each his own, okay?
Now,
this is,
there was and is enough space in our toilet to have kept the toilet.
I hate this idea.
And putting the composting toilet right next to it.
Guess it would have been inconvenient when there were emergencies and two people had to go to the bathroom at the same time. I don't know. I don't like.
But it is a lot more convenient now when I'm unplugging the hose when we're moving from site to site. I don't have to worry about dealing with actually sewer. So that is a huge plus.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, we are monitoring it so much that we're constantly cleaning in and around the toilet, and just really, I don't know. I just feel like our bathroom is very clean now because we're constantly dumping things, looking, making sure there isn't any overflow anywhere or anything weird happening. So I would say that we don't have any regrets other than we wish we would have had it sooner. It's been a really great addition to our RV life. Alright, so have there been any issues with our composting toilet?
Generally speaking, it's been pretty smooth. Now, on occasion, we have gotten little fruit fly type stuff, with, you know, poop flies, whatever, because we have a cat litter box, it's hot sometimes, and then, you know, if they find the cat litter, they're going to find our composting toilet. Even though there are screens to keep that from happening, it can happen. So every now and then, yeah. So this last couple times that we did the composting toilet, we went ahead and prepped the Coco Coir brick. However, I got really busy and the Coco Coir, fully prepped and a little bit moist, sat out in the RV for 5-6 days. In that time, who knows what flew in and planted its eggs into that composting medium. Right, Jess?
Right, really, technically we should have probably prepped it and then put a bag over it as soon as we realized we weren't going to get it done in a few hours.
Yeah, this is the clean Coco Coir.
Yeah. This is the first time we've ever let it sit like that this long. We usually get it fairly quickly from start to prep and it's ready to go into the bucket without issue.
Yeah. So pretty much we had it set, and then one day, all right, we got it done. We dump out the toilet. We put in the fresh Coco Coir that had been sitting out for 5-6 days, and everything's going fine. But then after a few days, just the smell just gets a little bit wrong. Something's not right. And at that point, you know, Jess was like, hey, Robert, I think we have to change out the composting toilet. I was like, all right, sure, whatever. Like, yeah, there's something in there. I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to bed. And then the next day, it was finally time to do it. And I take off the top of the composting toilet, you know, the part that you sit on, and I open it, and oh my God, it's like freaking horror show. Yeah.
Yeah, that has never happened in the 6 months that we've had it. We've never had an incident where it's just like, ew, it smells, something's wrong. It's always been just like, it's full, it's done, we're ready, that's it. Like, it's never been anything nasty.
Life finds a way, and it found a way in that composting bin. I mean, it was wriggling, it was moving. There were literally thousands of eggs of something. Half of them were like doing the little dance. Oh my God, light! And the other part were just waiting for us. So God. So it's like 36 degrees at night, and I am in the toilet cleaning things out, and then I'm like, oh crap, I gotta open the door, because I had, you know, spraying down with Clorox, cleaning the whole thing out. It was just horrible. And so then, you know, grabbed the toilet, we grabbed a garbage bag, dumped the toilet, got it all out, and I'm out there in my skivvies, literally in my boxer shorts in 36-degree weather, outside, getting the garbage out, putting it in the back of the truck.
Yeah, so moral of the story, don't ever prep your stuff and let it sit. I mean, I know that that's like a no-brainer, but sometimes life happens. Next time, if something like that happens, I may have already just said this, we're going to be putting a bag over it. It's a small bucket that we use to mix it. There's no reason why we couldn't have done that. We just
I don't know.
Live
We just
and
did
learn.
not think about it. So learn from us. Don't just leave it out after you prep it. Immediately put it in your bucket. And if you're not ready, put it in a bag.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the only. Actually, no, that is really the only issue we've had with it.
Issue.
Would we continue? Would we still recommend it, Jess?
Yes.
100%.
100%. Just be diligent and know. Just like stuff sometimes goes wrong with your black tank. Sometimes your toilet gets clogged. Stuff happens. Okay, it's just life, and this is just part of it. And if it's only happened once in 6 months, I think we're good to go. We just learned that lesson the hard way, and now we know better.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so for your composting toilet, you can either get like peat moss or you can get Coco Coir. We've done both, and if you've seen our composting toilet before, the very first time we dumped it, you see us actually prepping it. We're not going to be doing that in this video, but I'm just going to show you the Coco Coir that we have, how it comes packaged initially, and also the teeny tiny bucket that we do prep it in. Okay, so this is the Coco Coir that we use. It comes in a brick. It is totally dehydrated. It comes packaged like this. And what we do, we stick it in this bucket, add water until it is moist. So the whole brick falls apart and looks like dirt.
Yeah,
and
now you're
when we know
working
it's
it.
ready.
You're not just dumping water and letting it soak.
Right,
You're working it so you don't get too much water in there.
Right, and I actually find it rather fun and soothing to prepare, but that's just me, I guess.
Maybe you should do that today because you've been a little bit on edge.
Indeed, I have been on edge. Indeed, I have. So, you know, with the peat moss, it comes in a huge bag, but it requires little to no prep, really. Maybe just a teeny tiny bit of water, but pretty much you're taking it from a bag and sticking it right in there. Of course, since we are RVing, and if you're watching this, you're either RVing or planning to do it, that bag is huge. Finding a place to actually
Store it.
and then, of course, once you open it, it's been exposed. So you're going to need to bag it. At one point we had like 5 garbage bags full of peat moss, something insane like that.
Sphagnum peat moss.
Yeah. Now the plus side, of course, with that is there's not prepping like there is with the Coco Coir, and also it's cheaper.
But seriously, we had bags of it under the storage, in the back of the truck. I mean,
it's too much for a small space. And of course, keep in mind that we have 26 feet of living space. So we have a much smaller space than maybe your RV or what you're looking for. So just, you know, keep that in mind. Now with the Coco Coir, we just ordered like 5 bricks of it. It's easy to store.
Right.
They are heavy, so that is a weight consideration, but they're easy to store in the sense they don't take a lot of room. And as far as prep, like I said, it does require soaking and, you know, working your hands to break it up and stuff. It takes a few hours of that kind of activity to be able to get it and put it in your composting toilet. But once you've done that with the brick, it's done. You don't have all this other bags and stuff. And if you have additional Coco Coir bricks, there's still Coco Coir bricks sealed, and you don't have to worry about the issue of like, what am I going to do with all this extra prep stuff that I have?
maybe you could use it as a wheel chalk.
Maybe. Who knows? It's pretty heavy and solid. So, you know, those are the 2 options. Out of the 2, we prefer the Coco Coir because it's small. It is a little bit more expensive, but we bought a 5-pack from Amazon, and it wasn't that much. $20.
Yeah, so feel free to check out exploringthelocallife.com. Click on that Amazon link and just
That's
go
why we're
shopping.
going to have a link to our store if you want to use that. We do get a small commission if you make purchases of anything on Amazon, whether it's Coco Coir or underwear. Whatever.
Or other things.
Some people buy all kinds of things using our link, so it's interesting to see.
We don't know who.
We don't know who either.
And we don't
Yeah,
care.
so we won't know if it's you that bought that item. So, whatever.
All right, so final thoughts on the composting toilet. Number 1, we think it is a great addition to our RV life. It does help us be out there boondocking more when we want to. And even now when we're not boondocking, it certainly does make it a lot cleaner and easier when it comes time to move from site to site with the stinky slinky and all that. So, I mean, I feel much better out there instead of wondering, am I going to have a total biological hazard disaster on my hands. Further, again, we're in the bathroom, always thinking about it. So we're keeping the area much cleaner, much neater. It's a good space.
Yeah, so if you have any questions or comments about the composting toilet, listen, if you're just going to be like, oh, that's nasty, I would never do that, man, that's so much, all this negative poo-pooing.
We know.
You know, we're just going to delete that comment if it's that negative. So just keep it positive, people. Ask us questions. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the bell for notification and to be a follower, subscriber. Yeah, I haven't had my Wheaties yet today. I'm a bit of a mess. So thank you guys. We'll catch y'all on the flippity flip. Bye.
Hi, I'm Robert Meinhofer with Exploring the Local Life, and here at Exploring the Local Life, every day we make, just like you, breakfast. So yeah, you're just like us and we're just like you. So we're gonna make some food, like, you know, putting it in the oven and cooking it on the grill and chopping it up. So come on down while we talk about what goes in your mouth comes out as poop.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, dear.